Fernando Gomez is one of the coaches at, get this, folks, Coronado High School Lacrosse.
Wow.
They have lacrosse right now at my alma mater, and here's Fernando to tell us more about it. Fernando, thanks for the time. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Steve. Thanks for having me on the show today.
You know, I know Coronado added hockey along with Franklin, and they're doing that as a club team, but until I had spoken to you earlier in the week, and you had mentioned that Coronado High School has lacrosse, I never would have believed it.
Yeah, actually, we started the lacrosse team last year. I don't know if you read the write-up in the El Paso Times yesterday, but they had a pretty big spread on the lifestyle portion of the paper talking about how my son Josh started the team last year, and we've done pretty well. We've done pretty well. We're actually ranked fourth in the league right now. And for a second-year team, that's pretty good.
Why would your son, of all sports, decide that he wanted to get a lacrosse team started at Coronado, considering he could have played any of the other sports that Coronado offers, including hockey now? What was it about lacrosse that appealed to him so much?
You know what? He's right here, Steve, so I'll let him answer that question. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Hello?
Hey there, how are you?
Hi, getting you?
Good. So I just asked your dad the question. You can give us this answer. What was it about lacrosse that, as a sport and going to Coronado, made you want to start this club team up last year?
Well, I mean, lacrosse is kind of big in Colorado, in that area, and my cousin lives up there. He played in high school and whatnot. And, he kind of had a little bit of his, old equipment and stuff, and he kind of, was kind of showing me and whatever. And he let me play with it and whatever, and I was really intrigued, and I was like, you know what, this is a sport I want to play. And as soon as I got back home, we looked and we couldn't find a sport, or we couldn't find a club, that offered the sport, or we couldn't find any schools or anything of the sort. So I took matters into my own hands, and I went through the whole process of looking for leagues, looking for coaches, looking for players, and everything just started showing up, and the stars were aligned in the right place, and I was able to get the team started.
Josh Gomez with us right now. So, Josh, you're 17 years old. I understand that as a kid, I guess when it came down to it, you didn't have the size necessarily to excel at football, basketball, some of the other sports. Did that also factor into the decision to try to play lacrosse?
That was actually one of the main factors of, starting a lacrosse team. I mean, all my life, my mom never let me play football. She said I'd get crushed. Soccer was a sport that I played, throughout my youth. It wasn't really a sport that I really, really got into. I swam, I ran, I've done it all in El Paso, and I pretty much done everything. And lots of the time, I wasn't able to participate in the sports, or lots of the time I wasn't able to participate in the positions in the sport that I wanted to do because of my height. I'm 5'4", 5'3", and it was kind of a factor that just held me back in a lot of sports.
Was it pretty easy for you to round up enough guys to put a team together at Coronado?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was quite easy. I just told my friends, my close friends, "Do you want to play? Do you want to play?" And they're like, "Of course, yeah. This sounds like a sport I want to do." And next thing you know, word of mouth kind of grew the team, and their friends started showing up, and their friends' friends started showing up, and I had a full-fledged team at the end of the month. From the time I started recruiting players to the time that we actually started practicing, and we had kind of a in and out amount of kids where they'd come, they would leave the practices, and they'd come and go, and they kind of cut off. But I had a good amount of committed players that were willing to play and learn the sport, and I was able to work with them and get a team started.
We're talking right now, folks, as we continue here on Sports Talk with Josh Gomez. You heard his dad a little while ago as we started things off. on the program, Fernando Gomez. And Josh forms the Coronado Lacrosse team. It's part of the New Mexico High School Lacrosse Association. So obviously, when you're dealing with teams in this league from Sandia, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, even Midland, Los Alamos, Bosque, and Cibola are there. It sounds to me like if this thing really takes off, and Josh, you probably would know better than me, do you think that this is something that all of a sudden other El Paso high schools will want to get involved with besides just at Coronado?
Yes, there is. And as a matter of fact, we actually have players on our team that are from different high schools. We have 2 players that are currently enrolled at El Paso High School, and they're playing on our team. And I just, from what my parents say and from what all my friends say, I have a lot of requests saying, hey, can I join maybe next season, or hey, can I join maybe this summer? Can I start practicing with you guys this summer? Kids from Canutillo, from Cathedral, from Franklin, a lot from Franklin. We have a big following and lots of kids who just lost interest in the sports that are offered here in El Paso and their schools, and they're wanting to try something new. They're tired of the traditional sports that are offered here, and they want to pick up a stick and they want to start something new.
You know what? I could totally see this taking off, not just on the west side, all over the east side, northeast. I think this is something that could be a very popular club sport that quickly spreads throughout all the high schools in the El Paso area.
Yeah, it's growing, and it's going to keep on growing, and we just got to get the word out there that there is a team in El Paso, and not only Coronado can have a team. We can have Chapin having a team. We can have Parkland having a team if we wanted to.
Yeah, we'd really like to see other high school teams in El Paso, and of course we're very eager to help anyone start a club team to have more teams in El Paso. I know that Permian in Odessa is already starting a team, and they started a little too late to participate in this year or in this season, but I'm sure they'll be in the league next year. We're probably going to have a scrimmage game with them at the end of April. But I get calls on a regular basis from people that are transplanting to El Paso from other parts of the nation asking about lacrosse. Right now we've got 3 players that are coming in from out of town that want to play on the team. Player out of Denver, San Diego, and then Iowa as well.
Oh, wow. Fernando, I know you, Josh, and the team will be playing tomorrow at 11. I think it's 2:30 tomorrow against Rio Rancho, and then 11:30 Sunday against Sandia. And these games are going to be at T-Bird Stadium where the football team plays.
That's right, Steve. We're actually having 3 games on Saturday that are going on. Midland and Sandia will be playing at 1 o'clock. Coronado and Rio Rancho at 2:30, and then at 4 o'clock it'll be Midland against Los Alamos. And then on Sunday, it's Los Alamos against Midland at 10 a.m., Coronado against Sandia at 11:30, and Midland against Rancho at 1 p.m. So a lot of lacrosse going on this weekend. I hope we get a lot of people coming out to just have a look at the game. And it's a new game to El Paso. A lot of people aren't acquainted with what the objective of the game is, and it's a great opportunity to come out and get a good idea of how the game is played. It's very fast and very exciting.
How much to watch? How much to watch the games? How much to get in?
It's absolutely free.
Cool.
Absolutely free.
I'll tell you this much. I might very well try to drop by either tomorrow or Sunday and come by and watch some of the lacrosse. I think not only what I enjoyed, I think my kid would love it too. So that'll be great to watch a little something new. And I really hope this spreads throughout El Paso. I mean, I think it's great that you guys started this at Coronado, but I'd love to see other high schools take the model and really grow this thing in El Paso.
We would too, Steve. That would be wonderful.
Excellent job. All right, listen, Fernando, Josh, thank you both for giving us some time today. And I'll look forward to trying to meet you out there this weekend. And right now, 3-2, things are looking up. So a couple of big wins this weekend, and all of a sudden you guys are heading to the playoffs in great shape.
Yep. That's what we're looking for. Thank you so much.
You bet, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Good stuff, Monster. Very good stuff.
That's pretty cool.